Hey, good evening, beautiful people. It's yours truly, Tammy B, coming to you with another session. Hey, beautiful people. Good evening. It's yours truly, Tammy B, coming to you with another session of Real Talk with Tammy B and Company, the show where we are recording live so that you amazing people can engage via our chat feature. And before we get started, okay, guys, I want to make sure I didn't do something wrong. So I accidentally started and stopped.
Okay.
So hold on, let me see if I can tell whether or not I am actually recording. Um, Give me just a quick minute here. This will let me know. Okay, I am. Okay. All right. So, okay, cool. I can see. All right. So I apologize. Yours truly accidentally hit the stop live button. And so I just wanted to make sure you beautiful people on YouTube was viewing this. So I do want to say good evening again, everyone. And I want to thank you all for joining us. And I see we lost one of our guests this evening. So I hope he'll be back on with us. And I see our man Shelly just joined. But before I talk to the gentleman this evening, I want to let you know that this is the show where we are recording live. So if you are watching via another platform and have something to say to these amazing gentlemen, I invite you to jump on over to YouTube at That's a Woman so we can hear from you. And if you are in YouTube, please, sir, please, ma'am, feel free to drop us questions and or comments throughout the talk tonight. And before we get started, I have to give us Real Talk with Tammy B and Company a shout out because this is our 50th episode.
Congratulations.
Woohoo! We have been consistently doing this thing. So therefore, I want to ask if you're not part of our community, please join us by subscribing as we are here weekly at 7:30 p.m. with new content, and that is Eastern Time, to which I am always grateful for you amazing people being with us. And this is the third Wednesday of the month where we are having our Real Men, Real Talk conversation. So, our girl Cola E the Great will not be with us. However, we do have my man, Mr. Shelly Sims, who is our resident realtor. Hey, Shelly.
Hello.
Hey, Shelly. And our other two gentlemen will be joining us, but we do have our man, Mr. William Ward. Hey, William.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We are amazing. How are you? We missed you last month.
Yeah. I had a little health stuff to deal with, so but I'm back on track. Trying to get back on track. So
Yay! We love it. We love it. We love it. And tonight we have a very special guest joining the panel, and I'm so excited. I would like to introduce to you all Mr. Daryl Holloway Hughes. Hey, Daryl.
hey Tammy, how's things going?
Things are going just wonderful. How are things going with you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Can't complain. Can't complain. God is good.
All the time. And thank you so much for accepting this call. Now, listen, I have to say this. Somehow, Daryl and I ended up connected on Facebook. And the content that this brother drops gained my immediate attention. So much so that I had to do something that I am not good at and don't do. I had to slide into his DM. I had to slide into his DM and ask him to be a part of one of our men's talk because he dropped some relationship gems and some things that you be like, whoa, men need to hear what this brother has to say. So let me tell you all a little bit about Mr. Daryl. He goes by the name of Teach D Teach, and he is a man on a mission to help women heal, rediscover their wealth, and believe in love again. He talking my language. Y'all see why I be following him? With over 2 decades of experience coaching, teaching, and speaking life into relationships, he has seen the power of restoration when truth meets compassion. His work is more than love. It's about healing hearts, breaking cycles, and building real connections rooted in faith, purpose, and reciprocity. He doesn't just talk about relationships, he lives to help people experience the kind of love that feels safe, sacred, and genuine. Welcome again, Daryl.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here. I really am.
We are excited to have you. And I see my man Troy is popping in on us. And before we get into the talk, Shelly, what's good with you this evening, sir?
Just surviving the game of life. That's it, and trying to, be all I could be a good steward to the community. I never said that before.
What, to be a good steward to the community?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Okay, well, hey, that might be something that people needed to hear tonight. You never
You
know.
know? Yeah.
I don't believe in accidents or incidents. So hey, that was probably for somebody. And
That's
so
why I let it go.
that's right. Don't hold back, Shelly. You don't do that. You don't do that often anyway. Although we gonna talk a little bit about it. You held back a little bit last week, but we gonna talk about that
Yeah.
as well. We gonna talk about that. And so, William, what's good with you this evening?
Oh no, just working and doing my community stuff. Just trying to save the babies.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. I'm getting this community and this service thing in. So, Mr. Daryl, what's good with you this evening? We know you blessed. What else is good with you, sir?
But life is good. My mom is good. We celebrate her 82nd birthday. I can't complain. That's my queen. She is the one I live by, who shared and loved me to show how to love other women as well. She's been a great example.
I love that. Oh, I love that. That's lift our black queens up. Lift
Yes,
them up. And that's it. And give them their flowers while they are here. I love that.
yes,
I
yes.
love it. All right, guys. So y'all know it's a lot of shenanigans going on. So I want your thoughts. Troy popped in. He'll probably pop back in. Probably pop. He popped out, dropped out, but he'll probably be back with us. But I want your thoughts on the world today. Any words or thoughts about this government shutdown that we can talk about real quick?
Well,
Well,
personally, I
I
think
work for the state. Yeah, I work for the state, so we're dealing with it straight on with social services. So we got people calling about their Medicaid and their food stamps, their TANF, and it's all races. And see, that's what I don't
yes,
understand it, this government, but it's going to affect us. I'm going to be getting busy where a lot of people don't know how to handle stress. So when they stress, they tend to turn to alcohol, drugs, and beating their children and
Mm,
mistreating elderly and the mentally challenged. So I'm about to be busy.
mm,
So I'm dealing with some stuff right now. But it's getting busy. It's getting busy because people coming up about assistance with their bills. We don't have money to give them, and we gotta. My all I'm saying is no, no, and no. You know what I mean? So, but it's affecting real life. It's real life. So,
wow.
well,
Well,
people better wake up.
definitely praying for all
Yes,
that are affected. Daryl, you were about to speak.
people better wake up. What's going on? The real objective is to take away our rights, They starting there. Second, it's only going to be two classes: the have and have-nots. Plain
Mm,
and simple. The direction we're going with AI, with technology, they claim they can create jobs. I'm in cybersecurity. I know the lie. Okay.
mm,
Just like you have Uber drivers in California, there's no drivers. They're, they're driverless Uber. Same thing in Arizona. Um, this government shutdown affect me personally because I'm ex-military
mhm,
and I know the pain what they're going through. They live check to check and they protect our country. People do not give them the respect they deserve. There's no way in the world people in the military should be on welfare, and they are. Many people are on welfare. If they want to do right, Congress, the Congress need to also do not accept a paycheck. If nobody else can get a paycheck, you should not get a paycheck either. Since you want to shut the government down, you should be shut down as well. Because let's be fair, are you going to talk? Or are you going to walk the walk?
mm,
So that's facts. Cause I live, I'm right next to Fort Lee in Hopewell, Georgia, Hopewell, Virginia. So you'd be surprised how many military people are on public assistance.
Yes.
You'd be surprised. When I used to live in Columbus, Georgia, doing the same thing by Fort Benning, man, I would come downstairs to where they lined up out the door in their fatigues and everything, trying to get food stamps. And I don't understand that. That's something that's I still have questions about that. Why how are they working for the government and they can't even get food and they have a commissary on the base where
Exactly.
should be able to go there for free. They should be going there for free, but they still got to pay to to go to the commissary to get supplies and things like that. So I had a lot of cases in Georgia dealing with maltreating, like when the soldiers was away, the wives are there and the house are dirty and beating the kids and having affairs and it was crazy. The husbands come back and when the DV is high, domestic violence is real high when
Yes.
stuff like this happens on base.
Yes, it is. It's bad. They don't even talk about how bad it is. The
wow. It
domestic
was
violence, yes. The
what it was
domestic
in.
violence, yes.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Daryl.
No, like he was saying, the domestic violence on military bases during this time and during anytime a soldier go away for tour and come back and how they affect mentally what they see out there and what they have to
Mm-hmm.
deal with every single day. Now they bring that same mental illness back home. They still think they're a soldier, but now they need to be back home with their family and treat their family right. Like you say, the kids are getting beaten. They turn to alcohol, turn to drugs, any way to receive any type of relief because evidently the military is not doing anything for them.
Wow. That's disheartening, especially last week we had, and I was going to mention it later, but since you guys brought it up, we had a talk on domestic violence. And one of the concerns that I had after hearing the stories, and for those who didn't see it, go back and watch it. Like one of my survivors, I'm intentional about the word. One of my, well, I'm gonna say she rose. She was shot 6 times by her husband. Um, and there's more. One was beaten beyond recognition. Like these are true real life stories. In fact, we're going to have a part 2 to that, and we're going to actually have a open mic on a Saturday because I got a lot of afterthought conversations that came to me. So I'm going to have an open mic. But one of the concerns that I had was with this shutdown myself, not even knowing this information that you all just shared, that people would turn to the people that are in their house with, and there would be a rise in domestic violence cases. I did hear about the alcoholism and potential drug use is possible, just a lot of things. So I really hope this ends and people's lives can get back to some form of normalcy, although right about now we have to really question what normalcy is, um for sure. um I do want to acknowledge my other gentleman. Hey, Troy. Troy,
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How's everyone today? I'm sorry, it's been a little technical difficulties, but I'm here now, and I'm here to, take on some of this energy my men, the men in here are giving in this room. Always good to see you, new faces. Happy to meet you, brother. And yes, I am here. Always happy as always, and just feeling good because it's a beautiful day, and I woke up. So yeah.
amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. I love it. I love it. And always happy to have you. Just delighted. Along with Mr. Rondi, Mr. Chocolate Buddha himself. Hey, Rondi, one of my girls that I just went to Jamaica with last month, and I sent them the text because they're out in the Oakland and the Bay Area. I said, yeah, I have two of my brothers out there in Oakland with us tonight. And one saw the Chocolate Buddha. She said, oh, I see Chocolate Buddha. I'm gonna come, I'm gonna tune in just to see him. So how you doing this evening, Rondi?
I I am well. I just want to make sure you said chocolate Buddha, not chocolate booty, right?
I said I said Buddha.
I'm just
There you
I'm
go with
just
that guitar.
There he is.
Go ahead and put your
Already.
shot in there. Don't do that.
I am so sorry. I had some difficulties as well signing in. But it's good. I was watching you guys on YouTube, listening, and brother Daryl, I love what you said about mothers, about black moms, and they.
Hold on a second, Rondi. Hey, William, can you mute for us? For some reason, you must have the computer going or something because everything we saying is coming back through you for some reason. Okay. All right, go ahead, Rondi.
Yeah, black mothers are the foundation, you
Yes.
know, and we get so much from them. So I was just at my mom's yesterday, and you see him smiling, and she always send me back away, and you know, with a surplus, and so yeah, I'm here to serve. Thank you guys for having me.
Always, always. Thank you. No, thank you. I gotta thank you guys because you guys make this men's talk for real, for real. Okay, so the question for tonight, and to our viewers, if you are in a position to type or chat, you answer it in the chat for me. The question for today is, what animal do you think best represents your personality? What animal do you think best represents your personality? So I'm going to ask in the order of entrance into the room. So I'm going to start with you, William. What animal you think best fits your personality?
Why you got to come to me first? I got to think about that. It's like,
Okay,
just
anybody
because I
want to jump
signed in
in?
early. Oh, wait a minute, man. Just because I signed in early, that ain't cool. But
Okay, I should have did the late comers first. Rondi, what animal best fits your
look,
personality?
All right, let's go. I'm a dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a dragon. I am majestic.
Yes.
I am loyal. Um, I am intelligence. I value intelligence. But I can be fiery if you cross me. um, and I believe in companionship and partnership.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Mr. Troy, you're up.
Now, I'm gonna go with my favorite. My favorite is the silverback gorilla, and I'm gonna say the silverback because wise. And when it's time to become the man and hold it down, they hold it down. When it's time and they can be all things because they can also be nurturers, right? They can nurture the young. They put them on their back. They do what they have to do and protect them. They protect their wives. They protect the village. They protect everybody there. And so the reality of it is that's how I kind of look at my life is that, I in the concrete jungle, I got a village, and I try to make sure I protect all that's around, that's a part of my life. So that's just the way I roll. So for me, I'm on some silverback stuff.
Oh, I love it. All right. Dragon Silverback. Shelly, what is yours?
I would have to probably say the lion. And a lot of reasons similar to Troy. I'm all about my family and making sure we together and stay together. But when it comes time for any interruption in the family, I'll take it there if necessary. Yeah, and I have my moments. I just want to be with B and make sure as long as everybody's all right, I get my me time. But more so for the family purposes, yeah, and survival of everybody. Yeah.
Okay, and it's interesting because I recently was watching The Lion King to really understand how, and I guess it's crazy to learn this late in life, how the male lions like to sleep, and the women do like the hunting and stuff like that. But we know y'all gonna rise up and protect, so y'all are the king. So shouts out to the lions. Shouts out to the lions. In fact, my youngest son is a lion. He's a Leo, so I already know how y'all roll. Mr. Darrow, what you got for me?
Well, someone took mine, the lion, so I'm gonna have to come back with the elephant, who's
Mm.
really the king of the jungle.
Mhm.
People don't realize not just by his size, but his intelligence. People don't realize how intelligent the elephant is, how family oriented he is, how protective he is. One thing you
Mm.
don't do, a lion knows best too. Who a lion don't mess with? He do not mess with an elephant. He might mess with anybody else in the jungle. Well, okay, Shepherd Silverback too. Okay, but but the way he carries himself, the strength that he has, but if you see how he nurture his family, elephants are very family oriented. They take care of the whole tribe. If it's not their little one, it doesn't matter. They take care of everyone, make sure everyone's taken care of. And that's what I love about elephants. But the biggest thing is their heart, their intelligence, and their curiosity, and just their strength. And that's what I have in me: the strength,
Mm.
the intelligence, and there's nothing can stop me because nothing can stop the elephant. When he's mad, you get out of his way. Plain and simple. Nobody's going to jump in front of the elephant.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, William, you ready for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little different from everybody. I'm gonna go on a mythical animal, the centaur.
Mm.
Okay.
Um, half man, half beast, right? The man is the head of it, is on the head, and he's intelligent, he's fiery, he's a protector, he's a hunter. Um, he leads the herd. The body of the centaur is where all the strength is, and them legs and his hind legs, and if you get them riled up, them eyes will get red with fiery and ready to attack and protect. So I'm like a mythical beast, and I think I'm very intelligent. Um, I'm a protector. I'm a family oriented man, and just like a centaur, they there's one that leads, but they're all individuals as well. I'm an individual, and each centaur has something to do with their herd. Um, and me, I'm a different type of person. So I'm a protector. I love my family, love my wife, love my girls,
Mm-hmm.
love my friends. So that's a different type of animal, and I can get that other way too. Don't let the glasses fool you. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Because I'm very protective. I'm a protector, and that's because of the stuff I've been through in my life, being bullied as a child and dealing with my father and all that stuff. So I've learned to protect and to surround me around people who are protectors. So
Wow. I love it.
I'm gonna say something that's so I think undervalued and it's been stolen from us with with the women's rights movement and all that is that each of us are different animals, but every male in all the categories of animal, our only concern is family and protecting our family and providing for our family. And you don't hear that no more. It's swept under the rug. We've been taken out the house, and now our community isn't together. And listening to everybody, it kind of just made me think like, dang, no matter what type of man you are, our priority is family, number one. And that I think that's been stolen from us. That's what we need to get back to.
I
Exactly.
I couldn't agree with more. Like that's really like what I hope these kind of talks and conversations lead to, building the bridge to bring the families back together, bring the men back into the house, bring, get back into healthy, happy, thriving, loving relationships, home places where people feel safe and protected, and there's unity, whereas we know the scripture says where there's unity there's strength. So I love everything that you guys have said. And Shelly, I love that follow up. Thank you guys for that. And there was a comment in the chat by Octavia, but she retracted it. She had growling bear. So I don't know if she was talking about her husband, William, or she was talking about if she was her characteristic was the bear. But she has retracted the statement.
Ain't no
Oh, and if
retraction. I can be a growling bear too. I can be a growling bear too. I
and you
definitely put pause on things
listen, you
in
some
in my other life.
in your
My
other
other
life.
life. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta
I
just
went to
show them,
re
huh?
I went to rehab. I went to rehab for that.
I love it. I love it. Hey, rehab is good. So if I were to answer that question, what's interesting, I thought mama bear, but then I like the animal of a unicorn. I'm gonna go on the majestic side too. Because the unicorn like represents like purity and grace and you know um some of my characteristics, and then I think I may have a little bit of the lion in me because I am a leader, and I may have that bear that silverback in me, Troy, because I was a single mom who raised two boys by herself. So, you got to have that power, that authority. Um, I have all these animals in me, and I'm sorry, Rondi, I forgot what yours was. The dragon. I look, that's the mystical part, and I do have that fire. I'm on the cusp with Scorpio and Sag, so yeah, you don't cross, because it won't end well for you.
Mm.
And Daryl, what was yours again? I forgot.
Elephant.
Elephant.
Yes.
You educated me on that. I never thought about the elephant in the way that I did. So thank you for that. That's why I like these talks, because you learn new stuff. Because really, for me, I always thought like the mind of an elephant can be controlled, because you know how they'll keep an elephant chained when
Hmm.
it's small, and then when it gets older, because it's programmed to be stuck, can only go so far. It doesn't. So you just educated me on that. So thank you for that, sir. Thank you. And listen, William, your wife was talking about you. She said you the growling bear. She said she was talking about you. Y'all so funny. Okay, so just so we know, the little fun food fact today. Today is all about the yard bird. So today is National Roast Pheasant Day, and it's National Chicken Cacciatore Day. So for you bird lovers, today was your day for the food market. And how about this? This is another little fun fact for today. Today is National I Love Lucy Day. And I
Okay.
know when I was younger, I know this is current generation don't know about it, but I used to love myself some Lucille Ball. That lady was hilarious. And it's also National White Cane Safety Day, which honors the independence, achievements, and rights of people who are blind or visibly impaired. It's more than a day of recognition. It is a call for public awareness, reminding everyone that the white cane is both a vital tool for mobility and a power symbol of freedom. So, shouts out to that. I like that. I like that, supporting those with vision disabilities. And so someone put in the chat for me, the elephant is the easiest animal from the jungle to be domesticated. Do you agree, Daryl?
Nope, that's the reason. What any animal at an early age that happens to a lion, tiger, chimpanzee, it doesn't matter when they start at an early age. That's why they train them in a certain way. So it doesn't matter what animal it is, as long as you get to them at early and teach
Mm-hmm.
them certain ways, even a tiger can be declawed.
You
Mm.
know what is interesting? That's kind of like the programming that starts with our kids at young ages. Rondi, your screen lit up. Were you about to say something?
I just, you know, elephants are, they're close to humanity as far as um, their death and consciousness.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yes.
You know, they mourn their dead. Uh,
Mm.
um, they have ritual. They're led by a matriarch, um, and they have long digestion. Not digestion, but
Yeah.
um, I think they it's like a year and a half that they are pregnant,
Oh
and
wow.
that they go through birth, like
Hmm.
the pregnancy part of it. It's a long time. It's more than 9 months. They're the digestion, whatever it's called. It's like a year and a half, and um, and it takes those babies have to stay with the moms for a long time, kind of like human babies have to stay. So they're very similar to
Right.
humans.
Well,
All right, Troy, you are birth doula. Go ahead and help Rondi out. What word was he trying to say?
I think you were saying gestation, but I think the other thing is, I mean, if we are supposed to be the superior animals as far as like our thinking, believing, whatever, right? Our knowledge, then we can be tamed all the time too, right?
we have been tamed.
And yeah, we're definitely tamed. That's what that's basically what Shelley was saying. It's like, hey, that's really what's happened. So if it can happen to us, then let's just say any of us can be easily tamed. If you have the right trainer, right? Find the right woman, the right man, the right whatever, right? They can change your whole life up. So yeah.
Well, we can start. Let's throw this in there. Slavery.
Mm,
Let's think about that.
throw it.
You had blacks who were scared to run away because they were trained to stay.
Yeah.
Why, when you know
They,
what the abuse that you were dealing with, but your mindset is messed up because they took away your. And you know what? I can get into this. How they took away our manhood, the family during that time. You know, that's a whole different story. How they broke up the black family and still breaking up the black family. It started there.
Yeah.
So I would
We've
like to
talked about that
piggyback off
before.
what
Go ahead, William.
what you what you said about when it comes to children, and you know all our stuff is learned behavior. You're not born to lie. You're not born to look at color. You're not born to, that's learned behavior. So you learn that behavior and then you bring it up, and that's a form of being tamed as well. So even the animals, like if we're talking about the animals, if they're in the wild in the jungle, they have to learn how to survive, right? And they watch the elders teach them how to survive, right? They teach them how to hunt, teach them how to eat food, teach them how to make babies and you know, to keep the herd going, right? So it's the same in humans. Like I just had this conversation, kids are honest until they taught to lie. And then in my business, we taught the children because they're honest. They're going to tell what they want to tell. A kid is going to tell if they saw you beating on my mom, they're going to say I saw him beat my mom. unless he's told. I had a kid that told my worker, "Hey, my mom told me not to talk to you." So that's trained, right? Because mom didn't want us to know what's going on. So she told the kid, he's 6 years old, 5, 6 years old. So she's training him now not to tell the truth and not to be honest. And if I tell you not to say something, she got that old mentality. Whatever goes on in our house stays in our house. So that's learned behavior. That's all learned behavior. And kids are the most honest out of everybody until they taught to lie.
Yeah, sometimes they're too honest.
This is true. Here's the coldest part. It starts before they even get here. It starts before they even come earthside. So all of the hard talking you doing, all of the abuse you might have going on, all of the years that came prior to that, all of this stuff is within you, within that woman. And so within that woman is a whole lot of things going on hormonally, and that baby is feeling that imbalance. That baby is feeling all of those things prior to that baby ever coming earthside. So we also have to keep that in mind when we having these arguments, when we not really treating our women with the right respect, or vice versa, however that's going. But what I'm saying is this starts way before that baby ever gets here. And so we also have to keep that in mind. Yeah, of course we teach, children once they're here, and that we think that's the only time they're learning. They're learning before they ever get here. So yeah.
They are learning in the womb. That is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. Somebody put in the chat. You guys said so much, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep it moving. Somebody put in the chat: kids brought up in slavery rebelled at large numbers as they got older. Do you guys agree or disagree with that statement?
I agree, but I think it's because once a child becomes a man, he starts seeing what's right and what's wrong, and that's when he shapes his own path. So
Love it.
I think they know slavery wise it was wrong, and a child, they're not children, but 16 to 21 is when they think they're the toughest. So of course they're gonna, challenge their manhood, and that's the time to do it.
But
Okay,
that's anything with life.
Yeah.
Children are going to rebel when they see something that's not right. They want better for themselves. But also, the person has to realize how many years, hundreds of years it took for them to start rebelling until they had enough.
that's kind of where I was getting ready to go.
Yes.
Good point, Daryl. Shelly, you were about to say something?
Yeah.
I mean, because think about it, like a while back somebody put on social media, like, like all the different slaves, and then like one master, like why wouldn't they rise up against them? But but again, if you got them trained to think if you do, this is gonna happen to you, or this, that, and the other.
Yeah, because they slept. The master slept good at night. He won't worry.
Right.
He won't worry whatsoever. Had all these slaves around him that anytime they could overtook the house. But like you said, they already been brainwashed. Where they gonna go? We escape. How we gonna live? How we gonna eat? Where we going? We don't know where we heading to.
Wow.
And it's a point of fear too, of the
Oh,
unknown.
absolutely. And there's still fear monger in the world, as I guess it's like that mind control thing for sure. Oh, so somebody put babies feel and hear everything during gestation. We know that to be true. Then somebody else added they were rebelling during slavery. There were a lot of untold rebellion stories that got swept under the rug. Nat Turner being one.
Nat Turner was never under the rug. Everyone knew about Nat Turner. Come on.
No, I that's what I was gonna say. I didn't say that there were 100 times more rebellions than we were taught about. Nat Turner, I don't think she said he was swept under the rug. He said the ones outside. Like they don't really tell us about Nat Turner, but there were hundreds and thousands of more rebellions in.
Well, just like Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks wasn't the first person that got thrown off the bus. She just took. They used her as an example for the movement, because 100 years ago there was a lady, I forgot her name, in Alabama, was thrown off a carriage because she was black, and her father was rich. was one of the few landowners that wasn't a slave. He had a chance to buy away his freedom because he had, matter of fact, he had a few. I have to look it back up because he had a few patents that back then it was very rare for a black man to have a patent. But yeah, there's plenty of stories of first that we never heard of. Only thing we hear about is what's in history books. We have to do our own
And
research
they're trying to
outside.
erase that.
They're doing that now.
Mm.
His story, his story, and all of the things that you're saying right now really reminds us of right now, right? Because right now this is exactly what's happening. If you control the media, then you control the narrative. And I never really understood that as much as I do now. But when you look at it now, we actually can get a more clear understanding than we probably ever could, because now you're really getting to see how, so many mass multi-billionaires are buying up, this stuff like it's real estate. They buying up the everything they can, as far as like the media, because if you can control that, you can control the narrative, and that changes everything. That changes people's perceptions, the way people look at things. And the truth be told, is Americans are still slaves to this system, because the system is still working. Nobody still wants to disappoint master right now, because nobody really wants that crucial backlash just gonna come. Nobody really wants to know, hey, you're gonna be targeted, right? And so you see it now. Nobody's standing up politically or anything else, because most of them are afraid, because they know, that daddy gonna have some retribution. He coming for it. So it's still the same today.
Powerful and so true. Because that is the $1,000,000 question. Like, why is nobody standing up to this individual? But okay. As we get ready to enter into the meat of our talk, I do want us to acknowledge the passing of soulful R&B artist D'Angelo at the age of 51, whose real name was Michael Eugene Archer, who was silently dealing with pancreatic cancer. So we just want to say rest in peace to him and send our prayers and our condolences to his family. During our recent men's conversation, we've had talks on the importance of men getting their regular checkups. So therefore, brothers, from my heart to yours, not take the time, but please make the time to take care of your health, both physically and mentally, because you matter and we need you. Yes, we need you. So, yes, I agree. He was a legend. So, rest in peace to him. Okay, so now before we dive in, again, viewers, if you have any questions and comments for these gentlemen, get ready, drop them in the chat. I will be sharing them, as you can see, as many of them as possible. So we've already done a little bit of talking. So, guys, before I start asking questions, is there anything else on your hearts and minds that we should talk about before I get going? Okay. Silence gives consent. Shelly, this one question is for you. Last week on the domestic violence talk, you were silent, in which I'm gonna, again, I mentioned earlier how powerful that talk is. There's going to be a open mic on it. But is there anything that you want to say to that talk from a male's perspective? Do you think we should gather some men together that were part of domestic violence situations themselves, and have a further discussion? What you think?
I definitely think men's side of it definitely should be more of a focal point or addressed in it. I was silent because when I was the only man there, but I just had noticed a lot of and I'm definitely not justifying anything, but a lot of people's, not just the panel you hear on the streets, who are in domestic violence, and I counseled it and did a class on domestic violence and taught a class on it. They never talk about what started it, and so I was just silent listening because a lot of the situations were what she had did prior, and unfortunately it came with a more severe backlash than what was called for. But you know It don't just be men just out here on a had a bad day at work, come home and kick the dog for no reason. So I just said remain silent because I was outnumbered.
Okay, that's fair. Um, okay. Guys, did anybody else get a chance to see that talk and had any comments on it? Okay. All right. So, and quick add to our last month's men discussion. First, I have guys, I got to give you guys kudos because that talk was so good that someone texted me and asked did we have a happy hour going on before before we got started because they were like, it was entertaining and informative as it always is. And I recalled at that talk, Troy, you specifically asked the question that I asked you guys, and I answered it, but I had an afterthought to the question. It was, what do a woman want from a man? And I kind of asked you guys on the flip side of that. And I know I said multiple things, but I left out something important, and I text you guys later, and that was women want to feel safe. um Women want to feel safe in this world, want safety from a man, in which Troy, you did respond, yes, they absolutely do. You had a woman ask if she could protect you while she walked the streets of Oakland, and so that's kind of heart wrenching right there. I actually have a girlfriend that is stationed work out of Oakland, and she did tell me that it's pretty bad out there. So I do want to ask the ladies in the chat again, if you have access, what is it that you all want from a man? What is it that you want from a man? And I'm going to bring that to the men tonight. All right. And then I want to say I would be remiss if I didn't share at least one quote from Daryl's Facebook page, which I think will be a great way to jump into our discussion tonight. The quote that I saw, it says, "Stay single until someone's presence feels like peace, not a problem to fix." My question is this: why do people have a hard time doing that? And I'm saying staying single, preparing themselves for the right person. Then they get disappointed when they find themselves in the same situation over and over again. That's the first question I'm bringing to the table tonight.
That's because they don't know who they are. They need to know who they are instead of looking for somebody to make who they are. Because when you're looking for something and you can't find it, that means you need to go back and look at yourself in the mirror and see why I can't find it. Right? That's a self assessment of that. And that just goes for men and women. We when you know who you are, you can be at peace, right? It may take a little bit of time, but you will find your peace if you figure out who you are. Because who's gonna love you better than yourself, right? Who's gonna give you that peace better than yourself? And I'm just realizing that now at 53 years old. It took me a while to learn that I can't make my wife happy. She has to be happy. I have to be happy, and we come together to make each other that happiness. I can't make her happy. We had this discussion about some years ago, and I can't make you happy. I can give you things to make you smile. I can give you things to make you feel good. But internally, you got to deal with your demons, your baggage, your traumas. Once you can deal with that and own that stuff, that's how you become. That's how you get your peace.
Hmm.
It's an individual thing. It's not a together thing. It's an individual thing. And once you get that peace and understanding of who you are, and that your family don't make who you are, family hurt you more than anybody in the street. So, so you have to understand that we got to find our peace and we bring it together. And we're still working on that. Me and my wife. I promise you that. And we've been together 32 years. So we have to work every day to understand our trauma because our childhood trauma still messes with us as adults. Because I got triggered the other day. I got triggered by something somebody said. I was triggered. And that's but I had to bring myself back. I'm not there no more. Right. So you have to look within yourself before you can find somebody to match you.
I
One
love
of the
that.
biggest issues is when I talk to women and men, do you really love yourself? Because if you love yourself, you won't tolerate a whole bunch of BS. Because we're dealing with insecurities inside ourselves and trying to find it, like he was saying, in someone else. And you can never find love in someone else. You don't love yourself first. But that's the biggest issue that a lot of people are having. They everybody want to be loved, be accepted. And that's why so many people tolerate unhealthy, toxic relationships. They'd rather be in a relationship, say, I'm in a relationship, even though it's not good for them because they don't love themselves.
I think on the contrary, like I think that's 100% correct. But on the other side, I think we naturally are here to bond with someone to find a mate. And like we were saying earlier, no one's been taught what a relationship is supposed to be like. So no one really knows what they're looking for. The majority of us come from single families or trauma and past. So we don't even know what it looks like. So we naturally looking for a mate. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with someone not necessarily being their sole purpose to find a mate, but I think a lot of people find out who they are and learn to love and learn certain things through their mate. So um, I just think we don't know what we're looking for anymore because we've never experienced it. And we've been brought up that everything is transactional now. What can they do? What can I get? What can I receive? Instead of it just being, like you said, what's going to make me a better person individually so I'm gonna always be happy. And therefore you could sprinkle it down to your mate, kind of.
You made a good point.
So
We don't see it in our
I'm sorry,
household.
Rodney.
We don't see it in our household. We don't see our dad loving on our mom. We don't see our mom reciprocating to our father.
Or on TV.
Yeah,
We don't see it
exactly.
nowhere.
We don't see it nowhere. It's all about these harsh realities that no one, there's some good, healthy relationships out there, but they don't talk about that. They
Right.
always talk about the toxic relationships. But like you said, it starts in the home. I was blessed to see how my father loved my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people didn't see that. You know, so my father was my hero. My mom was my hero because I saw that in my household. Now I took it for granted because I thought everybody had that in their household, and and everyone wasn't blessed because it's like we were talking about kids. It's a learned behavior. Your kid's gonna see how you treat your mom, how you treat your dad. If they always see you scream at each other, guess what? That's gonna be the next relationship too.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're gonna treat women and men. But we live in such a microwave
So
society and social media is just crazy right now.
so I deal with my clients and I tell them, I said, look, men tend to want women tend to find men like their fathers, whether they present, good, bad, or indifferent.
Mhm.
Men want women that's nurturing like their mother or their grandmother. And good, bad, or indifferent. So if you have a bad, you coming up, your mom was horrible, da, 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 that's what a man's gonna find. That's why you have a lot of single men that makes babies, a lot of babies, and they because the mothers are emasculating them because the father left them.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you look like your daddy, so I'm gonna treat you like your daddy because your daddy left me to take care of you. So I'm gonna treat you bad because I'm still mad at him. I haven't got over him leaving me with you, and you look just like him.
Hmm.
So then the man, he starts to hate that young man starts to hate his mother. So what does he do? He goes back out and treats women horrible because he's mad at his mother, right? And makes babies like I don't need to deal with that baby no more. I don't have to deal with that baby. I actually had a client to tell me that. You see what I'm saying? So that's the cycle. So, and I tell my daughters, I had to tell my daughter she compared me to her husband, and I had to tell her, I said, You can't tell your husband that my dad didn't do that. My dad wouldn't do that because you can't do that because you just took away some of his manhood. You just took away some of his manhood because he don't know what I did. Yes, I treated you good because I didn't see that in my house, and I decided to break the cycle. Right? I treated my daughters good, so that's how she wants to be treated. But you have to demand that. I told my daughter, you have to demand that. You have to set that stage. Can't let a man is going to do what a woman allows him to do,
Period.
right? If you allow me to treat you a certain way, I'm going to treat you that way because it's easy, right? And you're going to let me do what I want to do, I'm going to do it. Most men don't want that. Most men want a challenge. It's like, yeah, I conquered that, or yeah, you can't tell me what to do. But most men want a challenge. A real man wants a challenge. Nobody want nothing easy. You can always get easy, right? So,
Mhm.
Mm.
Um, I'm gonna, go back to your earlier point, William. Like a lot of folks don't know themselves, and it's easier to try to change someone else than it is to work on your stuff, right? So, uh, you know, instead of like working on some issues you may have, you're trying to change your 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 companion. You're trying to change your partner how they are, and instead of accepting who they are from the get. If you didn't really like who they were, then you shouldn't have really got with them, right? And then you get with someone, then you're like, I don't really like that about them, like that about them. You don't really, a lot of folks don't question like, well, why is it that I don't like that? And a lot of it is about control, you know, um, and instead of looking within, we point the finger. You need to change. Um, and I think once you accept someone, you got to let them be. You really got to just let them be who they are.
I love it. Troy, anything you want
Oh,
to add?
yeah, I'm gonna say number one. I think there's a term that I use a lot with the kids is overstimulation. I think there's overstimulation and poor relationships. We are overstimulated with what poor quality relationships are because that is what's being portrayed. That's what you see a lot of, and so therefore you tend to as they say, you move as the Romans move when you're in Rome, right? Like, so it's that kind of thing. We kind of are imitating what we think we are seeing, oftentimes nowadays, especially. And nobody's taking the time out to just sit down and really like focus on what you got going on in your household. You shouldn't need to turn on some drama on TV and Real Housewives and all that silly stuff to be able to get an eye to be entertained, because you should be entertained and focused on what you got going on at home. And so for me, I see that. I see I see a lot of confusion too, right? There's a confusion because, like, I can even say for myself, I'm a loyal person. So if I'm on with you, I'm on with you. So I really want to see us be better. But most people aren't really looking for us. They're looking for me. And so if you're looking for me, then there is no real us. And so, like, understanding that, like, loyalty comes at a cost. So that's one of the things that I had to learn for myself is that, hey, look, you're not here to save the world. Everybody don't deserve to be saved. Some people gonna just have to figure it out for themselves. And so knowing when to cut the rope, but nobody necessarily tells you when to cut the rope. That's something you have to learn. So, hey, I can only give you so much. And I see you not moving in the direction I'm moving in. So therefore, I'm sorry you might not make it on this journey. You're gonna get there when you get there, but I can't wait for you to get there. And that's something that, like, takes some maturity, that takes some time, that takes some effort, that takes some silverbacks and elephants and and all these others in order to get that, because you don't necessarily always have it at home. And I think for guys and girls, Oftentimes now we're dating potential, not dating what's in front of us. And so, you seeing something that you're like, oh, I see where you can be amazing. I see this. But once again, I can't want more for you than you want for yourself. So I can't move you in this direction because you don't want that direction. That wasn't what you was looking for. You happy where you are. So I got to leave you where you are and know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And that's just, to me, that's just the basics.
That's the toughest part.
But it does take time.
Let go. That's the toughest part right there. That people have to deal with, when to let go.
When to let go. Wow. Great stuff, guys. This is awesome. And so now let me read a couple of answers I got to the question, what do ladies want? And someone put safety, honesty, and consistency. And someone else added to feel safe. And there was a comment, and stop trying to have relationships someone else have. So that was something that we said earlier. But no, this feedback here is good. You guys are like spot on with everything. Even going back to William, like one of the questions that I'm constantly asking people, who are you? Do you even know who you are? And then what people also fail to realize, relationships are a mirror of themselves. And I know spiritually we haven't been taught that, because our outer world reflects our inner world. So if a person is attracting the same person over and over, that's something that's showing up saying, hey, you got some work to do within you. And it's okay to sit down and be single for a season. I mean, Shelly, I understand what you said as well about that. We, in a sense, were created for companionship, which we truly are. However, there comes a time in life when some seasons, whereas it's best for us to really spend that time with God, the creator, and to really understand us. And William said some things about him and his wife, what traumas, what triggers, what things are showing up in your world that you need to address. So guys, this has been some really good feedback here. And we're going to move on because I want to play this video that sparked a little dialogue in the group chat that I wanted. I told them just save it for this. So let me play this little video. So hold on, let me share my screen real quick, guys. Hold on, make this bigger. Share. Here we go. All right, here we go. As soon as I unmute him, hold on.
Cry about feminism ruining women, when the truth is they ruin leadership. I'm Jacob Riante, I'm Big Bro, and it don't matter if the men don't get it. Ladies, this message is for you. Submission is not a demand, it's a response. And you can't get a response you didn't activate. Submission flows when leadership is present, and leadership starts with provision. But here's the scam these men run. They've turned manipulation into an art form. They'll hit you with lines like, it's a partnership. Translation, I can't afford to lead, so I'm convincing you to settle for less. Times have changed. Women should help too. Translation, I want the benefits of being a man without the burden of being a man. Money doesn't matter. Love does. Translation, I'm broke, and I'm hoping you ignore that in the name of romance. They'll flip the script and shame you for having standards. Gold digger? No, she's not a gold digger. She's a standard setter. There's a difference. You should want me for me. Sure, but you should come with provision, protection, and leadership. Otherwise, what are we building? Love without foundation is a liability. Now let's make y'all uncomfortable. A real man doesn't split the weight. He carries it because leadership requires sacrifice. If you want the crown, you gotta handle the cross. Stop asking for submission you didn't earn. Stop demanding respect for a position you don't qualify for. Men love to talk about being the head of the house, but headship is not a title. It's a responsibility. You can't be king and coworker at the same time. Pick one. If you want her soft, feminine, and peaceful, then you need to create an environment for that. Because nothing makes a woman masculine faster than stress. And nothing stresses a woman out more than carrying bills while you're sitting there talking about teamwork. And here's the harsh truth. Stress makes a woman hard. Provision makes her soft. You can't demand her feminine energy while giving her masculine problems. Modern men don't want wives. They want financial roommates with benefits. They want you to go 50-50 like a business partner, but still cook, clean, and stroke their ego like a traditional wife. That's not partnership, that's a scam. Ladies, don't fall for it. If he can't lead, he can't love you properly. Leadership and provision go hand in hand. Stop letting these men sell you wolf tickets with cute phrases like, it's about love, not money. No, it's about stability. Love is the icing, but stability is the cake. Without it, you're starving. So ask yourself, do you want a man who can truly lead, or a man who wants the perks of leadership without paying the price? Because here's the truth. A man who can't provide will always preach equality. A man who can't provide will never mention it. He'll just do it. So ladies, are you awake yet? Fellas, are you mad yet? Good. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this 50-50 is nonsense. It's a poverty mindset disguised as progress. And remember, ladies, accept nothing less than queen treatment.
Ooh, he talked loud.
Oh Lord, hold on. Somebody done
See
already
my
put in the
face?
chat. Somebody done already
You
put
see
in the
my
chat.
face?
This dude sounds stupid. Okay, I'm gonna use that not the first response. Okay, guys, whoever wants to jump in, have at it. But let me say this. Shelly immediately said, I'm not listening to anything this dude has to say. William says he's misguided.
Definitely misguided.
So,
He's
all
definitely
right.
misguided. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. The bell has rung. Take off, guys.
First of all, he just trying to get hits. That's it. Okay. That's it. I know the guy. All right. So, okay. He just want to create content for people to engage with him. You have a lot of people doing that, talking nonsense. A relationship is a partnership, no matter how you try to put it. I agree with it. No relationship is 50-50, but it's 100-100. You bring 100, I bring 100. I know my responsibility. I'm a provider, protector, but we are teammates. Money means everything. Don't believe the lie, because most divorces, guess what? It's not cheating, it's money. Okay? If you got no money, love only can do so much for you. Love can have you homeless. Okay? But you have to be able to provide financially as well on both sides. This is not the 40s, 50s, and 60s anymore. They just shared on the news today. The average car is $50,000 now. The average home is around $300,000 now. I'm not saying that a woman had to provide certain things, but it's good for her to understand her role as well. That when times get hard, yeah, baby, I got everything. Everything's under control. But she knows her responsibility as a woman to have her man's back. So her man shouldn't have to ask for anything else. They're putting money in the bank, they're saving money, they're investing money, but they're working as a team. It's a partnership. Every relationship now is a partnership, it's teamwork. It's not just about me or you. We in this together. Either we're gonna move together or we're gonna fail together. Plain and simple. But yeah, that guy just, I just gonna leave it alone. When you know certain people, you just leave it alone.
And you know what's so funny? Somebody put in the chat, Rondi's and Shelly's face is priceless. So guys, y'all doing one of my numbers. You want hiding your facial expressions. All right, what you guys got for me?
He's like a Black Flintstone. He's living in the past, uh, the earning power of the of females is look. I think it's actually higher
It's hard
than
now.
men, right? And so, like, what women on average make more. You just, we that's just how it is, and in accepting that, you just really got to accept that. But that doesn't change your roles, right? I still need to be identified as a male, as a leader, um, uh, regardless of how much I make or how much my my partner makes, right? And and I really want my partner to be whether or not she makes more money than me or less money than me, we have these roles of masculine and feminine, and we really need to support each other's in those roles, right? The and you're right, Daryl. You know, what's love got to do with it? Money got a lot to do with it. I, would if it almost like if a woman makes a lot of money, right? Um, she may not need you financially, but if you are content in who you are, you know, uh, um, that you aren't like a leech, and you're living off this person, but you can still take care of yourself and contribute significantly. I I think um, I think women can support that, can agree with that. But as far as like, yeah, um, I need you not to make that much money. I need to make the most money, man, and I need you to be subservient. We're not going to have this partnership. I need you to be subservient. Ah, that ain't happening. I, that boat is sailed.
And you know
Well,
what?
so
I
hold on. Let me
speak.
say this. A woman put in the chat, and I found this interesting. She said he was saying a whole lot of nothing. So, okay, go ahead, Daryl.
What the funny part is, I speak to a lot of millionaire women, and guess what? All they want a man they could feel safe with,
I knew you
a
were gonna say.
man they could feel comfortable with. They don't care about the money. They just want a man that's going to love them, support their dream as well, because they know they have to be feminine and getting that demure stage. A woman want to feel soft, no matter if she's a CEO. When she come home, she don't want to stress of the world. She want to come home to her husband and feel at ease. Say, "Hey, babe, I got you taken care of." You have to worry about certain things, and that's what all these women want right now because they got the money. That's no problem. But the one issue that they are having is submitting to the right man, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to realize the man on your level. If he's going to bring everything to the table with you as well, but as long as you are feeling comfortable with him, feeling safe with him, he's your peace. That's all they really want. She got the money, like Ronnie said. As long as you won't be a leech, just going to sit there. Because I ran into some of those too. Some of those men like, hey, she got some money. I don't need to do nothing. And then those same women start feeling a certain way. But yeah, that's all my 2 cents on that. But yeah, it's just funny. Like Rodney said, hey, money is everything. We gotta stop kidding ourselves about that.
Shelly, Troy.
I'm gonna say this. I think we need to take money off the table because money is everything, but not everybody wants money. Like, so a lot of people, men and women, are happy living normal lives. And a lot of men or women like the finer things. So it just depends on the purpose. But regarding dude, like he needs to know the difference between men and boys because all of us as men, the very first thing we said is we want to provide and protect. And provisions isn't always money. If I'm present, if I'm teaching the kids, if I'm securing her, it's not about the money. It's who is what are we doing with the money? Because the money can only buy you stuff. I done been rich and like I, I guess it was easier crying in a Benz than it was crying in a bucket. But at the end of the day, it always mattered who I was with, whether I was in a big house or a little apartment. So I think it just depends on the person and the roles, and it's just common sense that every man should want to protect and provide, and with the most he has. And I think the average woman, be it more financial, if she's in her right mind, she's gonna see the man in him leading. She's gonna see the safety he provides, the security he provides, the comfort he provides, the knowledge he provides. the wisdom is provided, the guidance he provides, and money's not going to really be a factor. Um, but it is a fact that money, like I ain't never taken money off the table because everybody wants to be secure with the bills and the rent, want to make sure they ain't gonna be homeless next week, or we might not could take a trip every 6 months, but can we at least get us a yearly trip in? Is Christmas gonna be decent? Is food gonna be here? So of course, money is a factor, but I know lots of women that's rich that didn't care about riding in a bucket. They just wanted to be with the man. Mm-hmm. And or if he had a decent apartment, it was clean. It was like, as long as I'm with my man, I'm happy. So, and I think the women who's like, well, he got to have this, like, men don't want that. I always had lovely houses. I had a home in Home and Gardens magazine, and the women that was impressed like that, they was usually the ones I didn't like. I like the ones that we just chill in the room and put in, some Netflix and I'll cook and we sit down and relax. So I think it just depends on the person. But that dude was a clown. Nothing he said made sense. Don't no woman set the stage. Women aren't hunting for men. Men are looking for women. So women don't dictate what it is. Just men naturally want to give their woman the best.
Thank you.
And naturally want to look the best and feel the best. And a woman's role is, I'm going to make sure, like I could be all that, but if my woman ain't feeding me right or nurturing me spiritually right, I'm not going to perform well at work. So it's the balance. So long as everybody has their roles and knows their balance, I can't make without her and she can't make without me. So it's just, just the balance in the roles. And I know I better be able to provide, because what if I am short? She my helpmate. Baby, I'm hurting this month. Can you help me? And if she say I can't, I'm going to be looking at her like, is you really my helpmate? So, it's just how you structure your relationship and what works best for your home, because every home is different. Mm-hmm. But that guy was a clown. It hurt to listen to him. It's like, dang, have you never had a woman like? It's like a dude just mad and see a chick crying and he gonna go there and shed some tears just to get in good. Like, you're begging for this thing, man. She gonna give it to you if she like it. If she like you, just relax.
So I'm gonna speak on it on a different, because I think I'm the only one that's married, right? Out of us. There's no such thing as 50-50, right? There's no such thing as 50. Sometimes I might give 60, she give 40. Sometimes she may give 100 and I'll be 0. It depends all on the situation. It depends. And that's a relationship, right? That's a partnership, right? So I can give you an example. When I got laid off, what we supposed to do? Who gonna help? I gotta look to her, right? I got laid off and I'm looking for another job, and that just happened, right? That's the nature of the game. But if your woman leaves you alone because you got laid off, that's a problem. That's a red flag. You should have seen that from the beginning. You see that in the beginning of the relationship. I can tell you, man, I was a struggling college student when I met my wife. You know what I'm saying? And we've been through some stuff, and we ride or die, right? So when I hear stuff like this guy saying, you supposed to pay for everything, you supposed to do that, you ain't nothing but a pimp trying to pimp, you prostitute. You know what I'm saying? You want to you buying your entertainment and your thing, like Shelly said, you begging, like you in there, you trying to get some because you got a little cheese. That's not a relationship. That's not provisions. That's not stuff like that. You know what? I I think he was a clown. He was a clown too. I just couldn't find the words. I was so thrown off by it. When I saw it, I was like, "What the hell? What is this?" That's why I don't be on social media like that. But there's no such thing as 50-50. There's no such thing when you're in a relationship, in a real relationship, that you're committed to. There's no such thing as 50, because somebody's going to pull the weight. more weight than others. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's when you come together and you had that conversation and you set boundaries and expectations and things like that. Yeah, I want to go on a vacation every 6 weeks, but when you have kids and grandkids, I just had to hit my savings because one of my children needed some help. So, am I wrong for that? But that's what I'm supposed to do, right? As a man, I'm the provider, I'm the protector. So if I didn't help her with something she needed, where would she be at? She'd be coming back to my house, right?
You want
And I
that?
got to take. You see what I'm saying? So what am I supposed to do? No, me and your mom got something to do. I'm not gonna help you. So
Mhm.
somebody got to pull the weight. It's never an equal balance. And nobody. I, and an old person told me that was married for like 50 years. Somebody, a black couple. Matter of fact, it was my godfather, and he told me that they was married for 60 something years, and he always worked. He worked, but she worked too. But they did things together. She made sure the bills was paid. He brought the money home. She cooked. He cut the grass. You see what I'm saying? So it's that guy was a clown. I can't even get my words together. I can't.
And one thing that I know go over so many people's head that you said, William, is like you like I had to dip into my savings for my baby, right? The message was you was such a man, you had a savings. You knew from the gate you got to prepare for this. That's called provision.
Mm.
That's the game. I'm the man. I've been thinking of this. I've been thinking about 20 years from now since before I met you. So you was prepared for that. That's what a man is. Like when it's a clutch time and everybody's like, "What we gonna do?" You like, or nowadays women are a lot smarter at that, more crafty and stuff like that. Somebody in the relationship is like, don't worry about it. I done put this up for us. I done put this up for the past 10 years. We all right, baby. Just sit down. Whoever it is, that's what it's about. And too many people miss that because everybody lives for today. Well, what we gonna do today? Well, you worried about the wrong thing. That's normal for women because that's where they at. But for us as men, we like I'm gonna make sure we straight. I'm here for a long time, not a good time.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
And that's facts.
I'm
That's
gonna have to
facts
use you.
because that's what love is. Love is not about material things. You can't say, "Oh, we're gonna live." Love is by you feeling and you building respect for one another and respect what they've been through prior to you getting there. Until you getting there. So when this guy's talking about, don't let them they scam you because talk about love, that means he ain't been loved. He been emasculated. His mama, he got mama issues. You see what I'm saying? He got mama issues. His mother didn't hug him and love him. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So he don't know what it is to feel. He just think, oh, I'm just gonna give you this money and that's gonna make me feel good. He like a long haul trucker, stopping
William,
at the truck stop,
don't hold back, William. Don't
getting
hold back.
some, getting some,
Hey,
getting some coochie, getting some coochie for $20, $30 at the truck stop. That's what
yeah,
he
and
doing.
if I
You know what I'm
don't love you,
saying?
I can't do this forever. I gotta love you to want to even do it tomorrow. I mean, I got change for tonight, but if you want tomorrow, it come with feelings and responsibility and sacrifice, etc., etc.
I
Let,
don't
let
even
me
think
let me. Oh,
I
I'm
don't think
sorry,
it's
Troy.
even
Go
that
ahead.
though,
Go ahead.
Will. I don't even think it's none of that. I think, it was identified at the beginning. What this really is this is called clickbait. And
That's
the
what I was
whole idea for this, that and that's what I was talking about. This is what I'm talking about, the oversaturation and the overstimulation. See, that's what I started talking about, and this is exactly what that is. This is a way to get you to react. And so the real reality of it is a lot of times we think this is real, right? Because people do this all day long. They do this all day long because it'll keep you talking about it. It's getting us to do exactly what it was meant to do, to get us to talk about it and to feel a way about it, right? And then we get to assuming who this person really is. This probably is not who this person really is, but the idea is, he said, are you mad yet? Are you like, the idea is to get a reaction of you out of you to get you going. Now, one of the things I can say, because I've been around a lot of these, I work with nothing but women. I'm around nothing but women. And what I can say about these younger women who are making money is a lot of these younger women are looking at things a little bit differently. And they are looking like, hey, I'm head of household to some degree. Now they may not say that, but at the end of the day, it's also like, hey, I'm earning the most money. So I feel like I got enough say to run the household like I got the most money. Right. And so I think you run into and I don't know if I think some of that stuff is changing too. I think we're running into some differences. And I think this is why it's important to level set so that folks understand that, like, hey, that stuff is great. I'm glad you make that. That's great. I'm glad you have that. And we can, we have these earnings. But as all of you all have alluded to, working together is still important. It's still important to come together. It's still important to work together because, hey, you might be making more today, but who's to say you don't fall ill and you need me tomorrow? And I got to hold it down, right? Like, so we got to keep in mind, like, at the end of the day, the level set, it doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter, but we still respect is something that we must think about amongst our relationships. If we're going to have relationships together, then we have to be able to respect one another. And I mean, fully. Like, like, hey, I'm glad you that don't mean you need to throw your weight around just because you feel like, hey, I make more, I earn more, that's not what it's about. It's about working together and actually, and I don't hear that from a lot of people either. I don't hear a lot of people talking about, let's work together. Let's come together and let's do it together. Let's work together. It's more about the me, and what you can do for me and what you can provide for me. And if you're not providing this for me, then it's not what I'm looking for. Or, hey, I mean, I can't even believe it. I had to have conversations with women even about like, oh, I ain't taking your last name. You need to take mine. And I'm over here looking at you like, well, but you want to be married, right? And you said you wanted to follow what beliefs? I'm just trying to understand, because I thought the ring symbolized unity and one, and we were coming together with our names as one so that we could be one together. And that's not really what people are really understanding. So sometimes I think we have to break it down and level set so that everybody on the same page, because I think a lot of this clickbait type stuff has seeped into our community and others as well. And it's really corrupting the way that we look at relationships. And this is also a big factor into why our relationships aren't working, because we think this foolishness is reality when this dude is over here getting clicks, getting his numbers up, and he laughing because he couldn't have checked.
Thank you. Getting a big check too.
Yeah. Wow. So Troy, you 8-miled me because I was waiting to say clickbait. So you but that's okay. This talk is you guys are the talkers tonight. So, but good information, guys. Somebody put in the chat, men will ask, what do you bring to the table? And women should respond, can you build the table?
Yep.
Love it.
I have the table.
I am.
Say that
I can build it.
Oh shit! But the table, that shouldn't even be a question, because if I'm asking you what you bringing to the table already there. What Shelly just said. So that's like an oxymoron, right?
Well, you're the wrong
That
person.
doesn't make sense to me. I guess that's anyway. I'm gonna move on.
Well, you're dating the wrong person if you got to ask that woman what she brings to the table. You need to look at yourself if she's the right woman for you. You should already know what she brings.
Yeah, because she gonna show it. It ain't. It's that's my thing. It's automatic. Like I've always believed that I'm not here to start with the minimum and hope we build up. You could have it all. All you finna do is lose it. Like let me see what. Like, let's check the purse first and see what it's worth, instead of us playing games and wasting time. And we done grew feelings, and now we don't even like each other 6 months later. Then the question come up, what you bringing to the table?
Well, see, so let me interject there. See, that's where it's important to really vet and get to know a person in the dating world, versus just automatically, oh, let me jump in and then like, oh, this is my boo, and put it out on social media, and then no foundation has been established. Because a lot of people quick to do that as well, and they fail to realize that's one of the biggest detriments to a successful relationship because they put the cart ahead of the horse. It's like people got to take time to know, because you do know you meet representatives all the time in this dating world, and the real them don't show up to down the road. But again, it's y'all talk, so I'm gonna digress.
No, you're right about that. To have representative is just a sad world we live in right now. You don't know what to believe anymore. No matter how you could be an FBI agent and do, like I was sharing with this one lady. It doesn't matter you do a background check on him because he might have a clean background and still do dirt.
Thanks.
See, people don't realize that. But Troy, I got to bring this up. Something that you said about the younger women. That's why these younger women who got money gonna be single for a long time. Because a real man's not gonna be putting up that BS. Plain and simple. I don't care you make more money than me, but this mess you talking right now, no, we ain't gonna have it. Then you need another man, because I ain't the one for you.
Mm-hmm.
But see,
Yes, so, yep. No, I was just going to say that's exactly the conversation. This is definitely the conversation that we were having. Is just that. Like, what are you? You're going to be by yourself, because no real man is going to deal with that. No real man is going to deal with those attitudes. I mean, like, number one, I'm looking for peace. So let's just make that very clear. What I'm really looking for from you is not your check. Hell, I got my own. I got my own domain. What I'm looking for from you is peace. Can you make my life peaceful? I ain't even looking for happiness, because damn it, you can't give me that. I've been happy. I was born this way. You can't take what I have. I wake up every morning happy. I'm sorry, you're not, but I am. So my whole thing is, you can't give me happiness. I'm happy, and don't think your poem is that great, because I can also satisfy myself. So at the end of the day, it's not that important. What I'm trying to get at is, like, hey, you overvaluing what you have, what you're working with, because at the end of the day, like, it's not that important. Somebody else will do what you want. So like we're doing too much, and we need to kind of, once again, level set, so that we can get back to a real reality, and get back to what really matters. Like, what really matters is us coming together. What really matters is us really looking to build together, to have a future together, to have long existing things. And I think part of the thing we need to do is to probably turn off as much social media as possible, so that we don't get caught into the clickbait, and don't get to exaggerating or comparing what we have to what we think others do, as we talked about earlier. Because I think that stuff really, really impacts the way that we think. And I see this happening and distorting the way people really look at their lives. And it's impacting us, not just our community, it's impacting everyone. That's why divorce rates are so high, because you think you can just run out and you're going to just find something better, not realizing you already got great. You didn't know you had great. Great feels boring to you, because great is consistent. Great is there for you. Great is always holding you down. That's great. You running out to to what feels rocky and scary, and then you wondering why everything seemed to be drying up on me, because it's a facade. It looks good on the outside. You already got what you need at home. Work on your house. Stop bringing the problems to other men. Work on your house. You lay down with them. You stick with them. You figure out how to make it work, or make better decisions.
And like you just said, regardless, for like showing we need each other, for a woman, like you said, quit bringing it up to other men. She need a man regardless. It's always gonna be a man. If she says she got the money, and I'm like, well, go lift that box, go fix that car, go on the roof and fix that, she's gonna say, well, I'll just hire someone to do it. You still run into a man. And instead of coming to me like, baby, will you do this for me? You'd rather go to a stranger and be like, how you doing? Can you do this? You could have did that with one man and preserved yourself and your stress, and had time to lay up, and while he out there doing that. So it all, regardless, they can't escape needing a man.
Troy, you ain't no joke. Troy, you.
Go ahead.
Oh, what was that you said? If I don't need your poem, Who was that?
No, no, it's 2-9. He
Who
know what
made
he
that
said.
good?
Poo
Oh,
poo.
He
You
put
know
out
what he
that
was talking
racist
about.
car
That poo
himself.
poo.
He brought it out.
I was like, what? What did he say?
Yeah,
Okay,
that comes
okay.
standard on
I,
everyone. That's standard.
yeah, I just need some clarification because I was like, good, love it, love it. And William, you calling him brother, mama's boy, y'all.
Listen, listen, listen. I'm at peace right now in my house. My wife brings me peace
Mhm.
because I've been through a lot of shit, and excuse my language, and I'm still going through shit because I carry stuff. I got to deal with work. I got to deal with white men coming in my face, challenging me every day. Somebody challenging me about the decision I make, all that stuff, right? I got peace, and she brings me peace. That's coming in our house, not talk about what you want for dinner or just rubbing my head. Because she only rubs my head. Can't nobody else rub my head. She rubs my head. That's peace to me. I'm at peace. And that's what it's about. We all keep talking about a man wants peace because he got so much stuff he has to deal with on a daily basis. We already got two strikes against us already. That's being a black man, being black and then being a man. That's two, right? That's two against us. So we fighting to survive on a daily basis. My wife gives me peace. My children give me peace. I can just sit there. I'm content at sitting at home now. When I was younger and running the streets and all that stuff, nah, I'm ready to go. But I found somebody that accepted me for me, not for what I had. Because when my wife met me, I was on the other side of the. And just to be honest with you guys, because this is we talk about real men stuff. I had a whole nother life that wasn't on the right side. You see what I'm saying? So she told me, and Tammy can contest it because she told her that when we was down in Georgia, right? I think she mentioned that when we was at the table that the judge broke us up. If you get caught, the judge broke us up because I don't come to visit nobody at jail. You know what I mean? So what that mean to me, right? I had to change my mind because I really liked her, and she met my mom. You know what I'm saying? And my mom never got in my relationships ever. She told my wife, "Would you marry my son? Because he needs somebody like you. Because she ain't gonna put up with your shenanigans, right?" And I had to tell my mama, "Hey, lady, I don't know her like that yet. Don't be putting that out there like that. I'm still, I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?" But just to say that is that, you know, when you find somebody that loves you and wants you for you, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. Because I had money back then. I had a lot of money. That was in the 90s. You know how it was, New Jack City. I had a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't what she wanted. She wanted me, the individual, the sweet guy, the protector. You know what I mean? That's what she wanted. That's what the ultimate goal for every man is to have somebody that's going to make them feel peaceful. And we all said that at one point in this conversation. As a man, we want peace. As a woman, they want safety. They go hand in hand, right? If a man is at peace, he's going to make sure she's safe,
Yep.
right? If
That's
he's
the
at peace,
power.
but if he's not at peace,
I don't say
go
that's the
ahead,
power of
go
a
ahead,
woman.
sir.
Like they don't understand that power they got to make a man be like, I'm gonna do right. Let me take care of you where you want to be taken care of. I just need a little peace, a little relaxation. I think the problem
That's
is
it.
though too many men. Well, I don't consider them men. It's too many ninjas out there posing as men. So when women give in to a man like that, he don't be worth ish. So then he done ruined her for the next 3, 4.
That happens.
Amen, Ashe.
Yeah, that's what I just said. That happens. That happens. And that
That's
kind of go both
facts.
ways
Because
too.
that's that baggage. That's
Mm-hmm.
that baggage, right? That's that baggage that they bring into the relationship. They not used. Some women are not used to. I like sharing my experiences because me and my wife talk about it. But I had a girl tell me that I was too nice. I was like, "What you mean?" She broke up with me because I was too nice to her. I was just loving her, giving her attention, spending time with her, doing this. She told me I was too nice. I said, so you break it up with me because I'm too nice? So you want somebody to put their hands on you, mistreat you, and I was like, but that's learned behavior again. They wanted that person that, and right after that, guess who I ran into after that experience? My
Your
wife.
wife.
I ran into her right after this situation. And I was hurt because I was like, so how am I supposed to be mean? Am I supposed to not treat you nice, give you compliments, tell you look good, hold your hand, rub your feet, rub your back, make you feel good internally, all that stuff? You, I'm too nice?
Yeah, you're too nice,
Like
William.
Kid Rocks.
Yeah,
Hey, they be
Right.
you're too
scared
You
of
see what
nice.
I'm
that.
saying?
Hey,
Yeah.
they scared
You
of
see what
that.
I'm saying?
Well, I had a
So,
woman. I
and
had a
what?
woman. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what I'm saying is it's like, what do you really want? You want the thug. You want somebody to be rough. That's not a man. Some of these dudes can't really provide for you as a man. A man ain't going to put you in no situation. If you look at all the social media stuff and they always these men is putting their women in situations. I'm living a different life. My wife till this day ain't never seen me do what I did ever. She knows because I told her. I never put her in that position because I had to protect her, right? I didn't want her to be that. And when she told me that, look, all right, enough is enough. You do what you keep doing this. This is what's gonna happen. So I shut it down right there. And I ain't never had no woman tell me that, right? I ain't never had no woman tell me that, you know, because we come from two different backgrounds. I'm from the suburbs. She's from the hood. So those things, she grew up around that all day, every day, right? So, hey, look, these women out here now, I see stuff and I hear stuff, and I'm like, y'all tripping. And these men, I tell dudes all the time, I said, what are you talking about? That's not a man. I don't care how many babies you make, how many, how many drug deals you made, how many gold chains, and you got racks in your mouth. That don't make you a man. A man is if you can take care of all that stuff. If you can take that off and take care of your babies that you made, that's a real man. And own
Right.
it, and own your shit that you've done to become better. Own it. Look in the mirror, and say, I did this, I did that. I'm sorry. I need to work on me in order for me to give me to you. And if you can't give me to you or you to me, what's the point? There's no point. You just out there stroking, right? That's all it is. I had my uncle tell me, he said, everybody buys something sometime, right? You take a woman out to dinner, you buying because you waiting to get something in return, right? Or you buy a rose or you buy her a drink, you expect something after that. Whether it's conversation, sex, anything, right? So we buying it anyway, right? We buying conversation if you going out buying a woman a drink. You buying conversation in time. So I don't know, man. That's it. I'm sorry. I've taken up too much time.
All good. Well, this is why your wife put in the chat, us together till the end forever. End of forever. So
Oh,
look, oh. And then when we were talking about the representatives, somebody put in the chat, the real them shows we just looking at them through rose-colored glasses in the beginning. So
Well,
there's
also the red flags are there, and we ignore the red flags. We see them, and we just hoping that the red flags are green flags or yellow flags.
hmm and not only that, and I tell my daughter this all the time. Like when you go out, don't go to the bar where it's loud and entertainment. You need to go somewhere you can sit down when y'all don't have no entertainment, that's when the real you come out after a while, because you can't just you can't sidetrack it with I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there. Sit there where y'all ain't got nothing to do but look at each other, and you'll see who they really are.
Especially if he have a drink or two.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
Put them goggles on.
No,
because that conversation leads to something, right? If you having a drink, that's why I don't understand these women talk about, oh, you taking me to Starbucks? Yeah, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to get to know you. I don't understand. We're going on a date, and I'm paying for the date, and because that's what a man do on the first date. You try to take them out, try to figure out who you are. Where we go, it's about me and you. It ain't about what I'm buying you right now. Kick rocks. Kick rocks. If that's how you want to do it.
You ain't my girlfriend. Nah. Spending no money on you yet.
Hell nah. So if that's the case, what you gonna do? If you want more than that, we gotta do something else. Because those ain't nothing free in America, right? Ain't nothing free. You know what I'm saying? So, like, those are the things. Like, a real man is gonna tell you that up front. He's not gonna play with you. Our generation, my generation, we ain't gonna play with you. We're gonna tell you, look, what you gonna do? And what you gonna do? This is what you're gonna do. We're gonna do it like this. This how we gonna play the game. Then we're gonna play the game just like this. You want me to provide for you? You got to give me something in return. So, and if you can't handle that, then kick rocks, because there's gonna be somebody else that I can talk to.
Or
it don't matter. That's the name of the game.
Yeah. I would
That's
prefer
the name
to go
of the
to
game,
Starbucks,
right?
because I want to hear what you got to say.
Exactly.
Look, your wife said you getting triggered again, William. You get triggered.
He had a flashback. Yep. He went down memory lane in the 90s.
I promise you. I gave him a slice of pizza and a Pepsi, and if you did what you had to do, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? This is what the conversation you want. This is how it's gonna end up. Yeah. You couldn't sit on my bed in my room. You had to sit on that hard chair. We have a conversation, but if you sit on that bed, you it's something different. Because you're not coming over here to have a conversation. You're coming over here to try to play that game with me, but then let's play the game. Sit in that hard-ass chair that they had in the dorm rooms for your desk. You sit right there. We can do our homework. We can talk, and then you go on about your business. But you come over here with that BS, then we gotta talk something different, because I'm not studying it. Right? That's the nature of the game. That's my generation.
Okay.
Let's go. So, I'm sorry.
So, no, okay, it's all good. So, Daryl, because you coach relationships, out of a lot of this stuff that was said, like, what would be some of the tips and tools, or is there anything that you would add if you were like these scenarios that William is putting on the table, or the Starbucks worth versus going to a noisy place? I was going to actually mention, I saw Shannon Sharp and Carlos Miller in a conversation about first dates and how much money a man should spend on a first date and all kind of stuff like that. What would you say to any of this stuff?
What? Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay, I think we
get it, Rodney.
On mute.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good now. Okay. First of all, I always tell people first date should be simple, because don't start something you can't maintain. If you take her to a 5-star restaurant on that first date, guess what she expects? 5-star restaurant every single time you go. So you keep it simple. If you don't like Starbucks, bye. We got to be honest with ourselves now, because they're showing you who they are. If you tell them, hey, let's do something simple, let's just hang out, let's go to the park. You're trying to get to know the person. I learned my lesson. I went on the first date. It was terrible. Went to a concert. The concert was lovely, but we couldn't talk to each other because all the music is going on. So we didn't have that time. Only time we had time to spend together is in the car, and that was it. When we get to a concert, you need a nice place. Starbucks is fine. Any sidewalk cafe, you just want to have a conversation with a person, and then you can take it to the next level, plain and simple. Because too many men trying to press women, and then that second date, they like, "Where you taking me?" Oh, hold it, you took me three forks first time. How you going to take me to TGIF now? And sometimes they don't realize you created a standard. That's what they're looking for now. Now William's something else. William's old school. Like that sitting on that chair in that bed. Hey, don't come sit on that bed. You know it's about to happen now. I'm from that generation too. Okay. just being real. But I think one of the problems that we all having right now, I ain't say all of us, is that we are opening ourselves up too much from the get-go in the early stages. People are not getting to know each other like they used to. They're not dating each other. All of a sudden, I love you. Hold it, you don't even know me. How you love me? People are so easy to say, I love you. We're not taking the right steps. We're not getting to know one another. And this is a conversation I have with women and men. You know, your spirit speaks to you. But we always go against the spirit, the Holy Spirit. Every single time I talk to a lady, I'm like, what the Holy Spirit tell you? He was no good, but he was a smooth talker. But the Holy Spirit told you something different, right? He wasn't a good man. But you went against the Holy Spirit. Discernment is very crucial. And if something's not feeling right, then you should move out the way. And that's why I was telling every single person, but we do not. Lust is very potent. Okay. And sometimes it's eye candy to us. We just want to, we say it's love, but it's lust. You're looking from a different lens, a different perspective. So once we get past that lust stage, what you crave, and you listen to the Holy Spirit, listen to the sermon, then you can get past a lot of things. That's just my personal opinion, because when I go against the spirit or the spirit of discernment, I always go wrong every single time, because she looks good. She get that nice, can I say nice booty, got a nice body. So I'm gonna go with that. But what was that song? A big booty and smile with she's dangerous.
Poison.
Poison, yeah, she's dangerous. And a lot of times people are dangerous to your peace, to your soul. So we have to start moving differently in relationships. And the key part here in the Black community, we have to stop talking about each other, destroying each other, turning each other down. We have like that idiot who was, everybody call him a clown, that idiot. What he's doing is dividing men and women. Because now these women are expecting a man to treat them a certain way. And these men ain't gonna listen to him. Like everybody call him a clown. Now, with social media, it has destroyed so many relationships, because now they are expecting something that's not truly there. It's not. And it's just you and I mentality. It's like Black women because Black men. And we got to stop this madness. We got to love our queens and our kings, respect each other, and have these frank conversations. But we don't want to have those conversations. And we shouldn't get mad when we do have this conversation, when we start to open up. And then we share, hey, like Wayne was saying, you got to deal with a lot of people don't realize what a Black man have to deal with every single day. And then come home, try to be, come home to a good woman like William has, be his peace. Because mental illness is big in the Black community that we don't speak about. And now more and more Black men are starting to deal with this. So once we start to come together, I know I'm off subject, but once we start to come together as men and women, the Black community, because the Black community has been fractured. Because now they don't even want to talk to each other. We're always looking for this one or for that. We want to get something out of it. Oh, he got money. I want his money. Oh, she got this. I want to have sex with her. it's this microwave society we live in. It's this new generation that just failing us right now. But my best advice I would give to someone is just get to know yourself first. Like William was saying, deal with your scars, your trauma, because any relationship you want to go into, you want to bring that baggage with you. You want to try to go in there heal, and then you can go into that next relationship with your eyes open, and then you can start noticing certain things, and then from the get go, you're like, okay, that's that. I always share this with people too. Have your negotiables and your non-negotiables. Something you can deal with and something you cannot deal with. You cannot deal with someone being dishonest. That's non-negotiable. If you can't deal with somebody who get bad credit, whatever the case be, that's non-negotiable. But what is your negotiables? What can you deal with? And once we get that list, what we can deal with and we cannot deal with, I think we can find a better relationship, find a better partner as well.
And don't sit on the bed. You better sit on that chair.
I know we're old school player.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that. What if you didn't have a chair? Shit. And they sat on the bed.
If you sit on the bed and you cross your legs, you took your shoes off. Look, facts. And if you didn't have a chair, you had a bean bag. Sit in that bean bag on the floor, or you can make a pallet, sit on the floor.
William, I must stop you from yourself because you know what? I don't know if your kids ever heard all of this, and I don't.
They have.
And the girls need to, so they know where not to sit.
Exactly. And I told them that. I told them if your man tell you, I'm gonna give you an example real quick. I'm gonna give you an example. My daughter's husband now, but he broke up with her and said, "It's not you, it's me." Come on, man. What that mean? We all know what that mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
He tried to go do something else. He didn't want to do with her. He want to go do something else. That's the game, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not you, it's me. I need to separate so I can go step out for a minute, and then I'm gonna come back. And that hurt. And I had to tell my daughter, I'm like, look, that's the game. I ran that game. I ran that. I used that same exact thing. So I tell my daughters the truth. I said, I had to say something to get your mama, right? I had to gift the gab. I had to say something to get your mama attention. But it wasn't disrespectful, but I'm just saying, that's what we do. Our job is to get together. That's what Shelly said. We are made to be together. Men and women are meant to be together, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to say certain things to generate that kind of conversation and that connection. But I tell my daughters the truth. Now I don't tell them details, but I tell them the truth because I need them to be able to survive without me. Because I tell my daughters, don't put me in a situation because I'm biased, right? I'm biased when it comes to men and her and my daughters. My daughters is upset. I'm upset. We figured it out later, right? And if you have daughters, you understand what I'm talking about. I don't care nothing about his side of the story. I don't care about, she did this. I don't give a damn until I see her calm down. She upset, I'm upset, and we're gonna deal with it. And depending on how I get to her, and it depends on my reaction is how we're gonna deal with it. You see what I'm saying? So being honest helps your daughters deal in this world dealing with men too. You see what I'm saying? So I have conversations with my oldest daughters because they're in relationships or not in. Look, you got to set the stage. A man is only going to do what you allow him to do. So don't talk to your mama. Don't talk to me. Talk to your mama first. I'm different.
Well, when you're a good dad because I almost went to jail one time. Okay. Because don't play with my daughter. Okay. I tell my daughter, do not tell me something that will get me in trouble. Okay. Because if he lay hands on you or he do something, your dad going to prison. Okay. So, matter of fact, once I found out, I told the whole clan. Okay. So we went out. The moms had to bring us back in. But like William said, we got to teach our daughter game. I teach them this. I'm like, that boy just don't like his friend. Why he buying that necklace for? Oh, he's just my friend. No, he ain't. He wants something in return. No, Dad, no, he don't. Baby girl, yes, I used to be that one too. Okay? I buy you stuff, but I'm expecting to get in your pants later on. And then she was shocked when her best friend hit on her. I'm like, I told you. I said, your dad, like William said, we know the game. We all know the game. We're just trying to educate you. So you have to deal with certain things. That's why a father is so important for a father to treat his daughter like a queen, like a princess. So she knows what to expect from a man. If that man can't live up to her father's expectations, then, hey, you're not for me. But it's so important for us as men to let our women know, and also let our boys know how to treat a woman too, as well. But yeah, she was telling me, and she was telling me this one guy he was gay. I'm like, he ain't gay, okay? I played that role too. Okay, I went shopping with her and everything else. Okay, you know, I'm like, man, and that's why I could talk about relationships because I was like William. I was that one. I used to play those games, and unfortunately, when you learn as you go and you mature as a man, you realize the women that you hurt. Because once you have a daughter, your mindset changed too. At least your mindset better change because you don't want any other man do that to your daughter.
Facts. Facts. Okay, guys, you know what? This has been phenomenal. This has been a phenomenal conversation, as always. As always. Only thing that I only regret that I have is I actually had a video that this interview that Cam Newton did with Jason Wilson that I wanted to talk about. I put a list of questions together and I didn't get to ask any of them. So Daryl, you gonna have to come back another time. I hope you will join us again.
Yeah, I'd be happy to join you.
We'll be happy to have you. And
Cam and who? Jason is the basketball player?
Cam Newton and Jason Wilson. I think I sent you the link. But okay. I think I just really sent it the other day. But I went back and listened to it. Jason wrote the book the man the moment demands, and it talks about 10 steps to a comprehensive man. I'm listening to the book. The book really does share some good information and some things that came up in his interview with Cam. He challenged Cam a lot too, and Cam shared some fears that he had, even his fear of marriage. The statistics about like 80% of millionaires are married, and it was a whole lot of stuff. So we'll definitely probably have to pick it up next month, guys. So, and maybe that'll give you guys a chance to even watch it so we can talk about it. But Daryl, we definitely gonna have you on here. Real quick, somebody put in the chat, playing gay is the gay homie is crazy. But
what? Yeah, that that is. I wish I would have known that.
Savage.
I wish I would have known that.
I ain't had to do that. I couldn't do that.
Because the women would change in front of you too. Because he's just gay. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of it, guess what? They always trying to change a gay man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I know I was wrong for that.
Yeah.
That's next level. That's like crashing weddings or funerals, bro. That's savage,
crazy. That ain't even never come in my repertoire. I wouldn't even thought about that.
Player.
Yeah, that's some real stuff that I couldn't even imagine.
Man.
I just know. I gotta change my whole demeanor.
Okay, guys, y'all know what? This is hilarious. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this in. And dang it, I didn't get to ask this question. So, fellas, think about this for the next time. What does a hyper masculine male mean to you? Because that term came up in that conversation too. But we'll talk about that another time. So, I'm going to go round robin. William, Any final words for the people, and how can they get in contact with you?
Uh, Final words is, man, if you're going to be in a relationship, just go in it with open arms and open mind and learning who you are and who you want to be with, and learn who they are, and they come together. You can't force it. It's supposed to happen naturally. Touch is very important. If you touch somebody's hand, you're gonna feel that energy. You're gonna feel that energy by that first shake of the hand. That first shake of their hand, when you walking up to the woman, like, oh my God, how you doing? I never seen you before. And you touch her hand and she touches yours, that energy is gonna tell you where that's gonna go. But I could be reached at on Facebook. My email is wward128 at gmail.com. I'm not fancy like all you guys got your own little stuff. I'm the simple old dude. But that's it.
The
Just
original
just
player, the OG, the OG. But look, to add to what you said about that handshake, if I can say this, guys, please don't squeeze a woman's hand the way you squeeze a man. I understand it's a
that's because they
level.
don't know what they're doing. That's because they don't know what they're doing. When you rub that few knuckles up on the top, you're gonna feel that energy. You're gonna feel that energy on that knuckles. Look at Troy. You know what I'm talking about.
But no, where I'm saying is sometimes, I mean, I understand the confidence in a handshake, but we're women, we're soft, we're flowers, we're delicate. To squeeze, especially when we have rings on, I can't tell y'all how many times I've had to pull my hand away from somebody because they squeeze it too hard. And even actually, I saw an interview where Jason, when I first learned of him, he said men should not be squeezing a woman's hand the way that
Right.
he squeezed a man. But that's just a little insert right there. Thank you for that, William. William, thank you for, we missed you last month, so thank you so much for being back with us, and we glad you are feeling better, and we just gonna continue to send positive vibes and love and energy and healing light your way. Shelly, 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 Shelly. Final words. How the people can contact you and the services you provide.
It's funny because we talk about don't hold back, but William said almost the exact same thing I was gonna say in regards to dating. Um, you have to trust your body. Yo, God made us so perfect. Like back in the day when you met a girl and y'all went on a date, the first thing you did was try to hold her hand so you could walk. Your body will tell you when it ain't right. You gotta trust your body, and physical touch is it. If you jump straight to the sex, you'll overlook all the warnings your body was gonna give you. Even as far as down, like your fingers have fingertips, our lip prints are like fingertips. That's why at the end of the day, back in the day, y'all tried to get that first kiss. Cause it'll tell you it don't feel right. She ain't right for me. This ain't right, or vice versa. She'd be like, yeah, I didn't want to do that. Like your body's gonna always tell you when something's right or something's wrong. But so pay attention to yourself. Also, squeezing a woman's hand. I always thought that was just business, shaking a woman's hand. I don't think you shake their hand in a date, because like I said, you gotta get you a hug or something, because your body's gonna tell you naturally. Your hair gonna stand up. Something gonna tell you, I ain't want to hug her, like, or she gonna be like, I didn't want to hug this dude. Like that's your cue to get up out of there. Your body done already told you. Don't let that man get a drink in you and get the slick talking you and playing gay or making you sit on the bed, because he gonna get what he came to get. Trust me. So listen to your body. Always listen to yourself. But I can be reached at Shelly.Solutions on Instagram, Butter Belafonte on Facebook. I'm provide real estate services to whoever needs it and wants it. Even questions, if you just have basic questions about real estate, reach out. Ain't no question too little or too dumb. I don't believe in that. So I'm here for all your real estate needs, and check me out. It's on the screen, Shelly.Solutions.
Nice, nice. And Shelly, can you tell the people about your restaurant real quick? 'Cause,
I knew you was gonna bring that up. But
Okay,
it's
I'll wait till Cola come back. I'll wait till
it.
Cola come back. Cause Cola need to know
Yeah,
about it.
it's called Mimi Poke. It's poke. Everybody don't eat poke. It's off a Cascade. It's called MII Poke. So if you in that area, check us out. If you know what poke is, and you'll love it. Come check it out. Mimi Poke.
All right, y'all. I've been dealing with Shelly for like a year now, and just constantly peeling that flower back and learning new stuff about him. I just recently learned this, all because of a Facebook post that I was in, and he was like, "You're not far from my restaurant," and I'm like, "What restaurant?" So, anyways, Rondi, what you say?
I said I do a lot. Too much
you
problem.
the what I think in Living Color called the Jamaican man. You got 10 jobs, you know. You the cleaner, the butcher, you got it all going on. Rodney, give us some final words. Tell the people how they can contact you, especially Daryl. I don't know if you know, Rondi is our male yoga instructor, and he does some work out there in the Oakland area. I know you're in Arkansas. Don't know how far apart, but you know, maybe some way a connection could take place. Go ahead, Rondi.
Wow, this has been so much fun. So much fun. I learned so much. I appreciate you guys learning me. I'm a learned man. And now I know how to shake a woman's hand and everything, you know. The whole Ray Charles thing, you're just nice and and soft on it, right? Just, oh yeah, I see, all up in the wrist and everything.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, facts, right? Yeah. I'm Rondi, aka Chocolate Buddha. You can check me out on Instagram, Chocolate Buddha Yoga, Chocolate Buddha Wellness, YouTube as well, Chocolate Buddha Wellness. My whole thing is purpose and harmony. I help people find their purpose so they can find your purpose within, to have harmony throughout. That's my whole thing. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Choi. What final words do you have for the people?
Man, tonight has been one heck of an evening. This has been hilarious, a lot of comedy. Rodney, man, you have me cracking up. Boy, you so funny. I'm gonna say to the people, man, take a minute, take a deep breath, listen to what's going on around you, listen to who you're talking to, you know what I mean, and get to know people, get to know yourself, get to know people, because we got to slow down a little bit and be realistic, right? And really get to know people. The woman I respect most is the one that makes me respect her most. The one I'm a fiend for is the one that I can't have, the one that make me have to earn it. And so I ain't saying nothing crazy, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, that has enough respect for itself and carry itself in a way that's going to make you be respectful, right? And so I think that's important. So it's not about the easy access. It's not about that. If it's worth it, I'll wait. I ain't gonna wait forever, but I'll wait. So I think it's like one of those things where we really just kind of slow down and understand how to distinguish what's real and what's fake. What's something to get you to talk versus something that is real, right? Like, don't take fake stuff for real stuff. You got to know the difference, and you got to learn how to have some discernment to know how to distinguish it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. If you want to reach me, I'm Troy the Doula, Troy the THE Doula at gmail.com. And you can reach out to me there. I don't really mess with social media too much, just because I am a private kind of a person, and I prefer to keep my life as private as possible, because I don't want to get caught into all of the foolery. So at the end of the day, that's how I like to rock. So that's me.
Love it. And Daryl, Daryl, listen, I can't thank you enough. Again, you are welcome back anytime to this panel. And look, before you say it, guys, everybody check him out. He be dropping some gems. Okay, I just had to insert that. Daryl, final words for the people. Tell them how to connect with you.
Well, I'm all about healing, having people to open their hearts to love again, because this world is so full of hate. And so people are so damaged, are feeling lonely. I just want them to be able to love themselves and be able to open up to a new experience of love. Um, One thing I want to share with people, especially the women, don't give a man a game plan to how to love you, how to treat you. Because guess what? He's going to be that representative temporarily because you already told him what you want in a man. And he's going to act that way until he gets everything he needs from you. And then he's going to go back to the way he really is. People can reach me on social media, Facebook, Daryl Holloway Hughes on Facebook. I also teach the relationship coach. Um, I also have a website if they want to have counseling sessions, coaching sessions. It's www.teachdteach.com. Let me see. I guess that's about it. Also, same thing on TikTok and also on YouTube as well. As I start to grow my network even further, but it was just a blessing listening to these other brothers too, getting some golden nuggets as well, especially old school William, who like to keep it real. Oh, but it's always great to be around intelligent brothers, sharing ideas and just listening, because we can bounce great ideas off each other, and we can be in agreement or disagreement, but also be respectful. And that's also I want to share with people. It's all if a man or woman doesn't respect you, they definitely ain't the one for you. Respect is everything.
Facts.
And
I love
that's
it. So I got to insert this. You know what? My whole life I adapted that motto. When guys would ask me, what are you looking for in a man? My response was always be yourself. Because I'm not going to tell you, because I don't want you wasting your time trying to be something I want you to be. And then when the real you show up, I don't like you. So let me decide if you're what I'm looking for. So when you just said that, I was like, wow, I adapted that alone forever. That's just I would never answer that question. I think that's excuse me, but I feel that's a very dumb question. Don't ask what I'm looking for. Just be you. I'm looking for the real you. That's what I'm looking for in a man. I'm looking for the real you. So thank you for that. Thank you for that.
And a man shouldn't ask you that anyway. I'm sorry. A man shouldn't ask you that anyway, because if a man is approaching, he should be confident enough to know what he's gonna give to you. You see what I'm saying? So that he shouldn't even ask that question. What are you looking for in a man? Not you. That's what your answer should have been. Not you, because you got to ask that question, right? So a man's gonna come up to you. He should be confident to come up to you and say, "Hey, how you doing?" That's it. And look into your. Let me go ahead. All right, y'all.
You look at he about to get old school on us by looking to your eyes, huh?
I ain't gonna give you all no more. That's enough. I ain't gonna give you no more.
Well, his wife already said earlier, stop laughing at him because we're encouraging him. So, all right. So, listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just just for those who don't know me, I'm Tammi B. And my services, I am a spiritual mentor and transformational speaker who also loves to host events, as you can see. So you can obtain more information about me at www.that'sawoman.com. So as always, with much love and gratitude, I thank these amazing guys for being part of this conversation. I thank you as viewers for joining us, tuning in. I thank our special guest, Mr. Daryl Holloway Hughes, for being a part of this conversation. Follow him. Like I said, he dropped some gems and he will definitely be back with us again. And also, again, if you're not part of our community, I invite you to subscribe to receive future notifications, because we are here weekly at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Also, do us a favor. Good gems and knowledge was dropped here tonight. Please give us a like and share this video. I know many need to hear it as we increase our reach. So I leave you guys with this. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected by trials. That comes from Confucius. My words to follow that: life is about growth and expansion. In order to do both, we will experience times in life that are not necessarily pleasing. That is what is referred to as contrast, such as this government shutdown. This is where I encourage you to hold fast to your faith, along with the words in Romans 8:28, which says that all things are working together for your good. Know that God's got you and you got this. Stay amazing. Peace, love, and blessings. Good night.